Hey everybody, my name is Ethan Beck, and for my industry analysis, I chose to do Nintendo. So Nintendo's market structure is an oligopoly. This is because Nintendo dominates the video game and video game console market, along with a few other companies, Sony and Ubisoft. And it is because of this huge control of the market that makes Nintendo an oligopoly. So, for the industry characteristics of an oligopoly, and as such, Nintendo's industry characteristics, the number of suppliers is quite low, as I already mentioned. The product type is unique, so though the hardware may be similar, the games played on each system are quite different. The barriers to entry are quite high, because the cost of starting up a business like Nintendo that sells expensive hardware will always take lots of capital to start up. For their non-price competition, they obviously use advertising, so they'll try to advertise their products and highlight the features that their competitors don't have in order to differentiate themselves from their competitors. So their control over price is obviously moderate, as all oligopolies are. Since they're an oligopoly, they only have moderate control over the price because since the products are similar, if one company lowers the price, the others have to follow. So the total video game industry revenue for 2017 was $36 billion. So there's obviously lots of money to be made in this market. So this amount of revenue was made by three major companies, Nintendo obviously being one of them. This matched with other factors proves that Nintendo is an oligopoly. As I said before, there's high barriers to entry, and this kind of franchise, if you have to start out with a huge amount of output level in order to actually make a profit. And in doing that is obviously not wise, because if you start out with a huge output level, if it doesn't work, if people don't actually buy your product, you're going to suffer a huge loss. So there's also, as I said, the products are also very differentiated. All video games are different in a way, because if they were all the same, why would anyone realistically buy that many games? So the recent event I chose was the release of the Nintendo Switch. So the Nintendo Switch is the newest console that Nintendo has released. So since Nintendo is now selling this new product, the demand for Nintendo's products will go up. Demand not just for the Switch, but for video games associated with it as well, along with accessories also associated with it. So since the Switch came out last year, and since then Nintendo sold over 14 million units as of March 2018. So this is obviously showing a huge demand for Nintendo's products, having sold that many units of this type of product over that short amount of time. So because of this, we're going to see a shift in the demand curve. So technology has been rapidly changing over the past few decades, as we all know, and as technology advances, so too must the products associated with that technology. So the video game industry is no exception to this, obviously, because since they're selling technologically advanced hardware, they have to constantly sell newer and better consoles in order to stay relevant with the changing times. So since Nintendo's releasing the Nintendo Switch, the latest and greatest console, right, they're basically doing this in order to stay relevant in the eyes of the consumers and relevant in the changes of technology. So all the customers seeing this new great product that Nintendo's releasing are obviously going to want to buy it and buy all the things that go along with it. So this is obviously going to cause a shift in the demand curve as Nintendo's product is released. So here's the shift in the demand curve. So as you can see here, we have the demand curve, the line for demand here. We have marginal cost going up like this, and marginal revenue here. And we have average total cost in this line here. So as you can see, where marginal revenue equals marginal cost here, sorry for the blurriness, we go here and we go straight up to demand. So this whole area here, where it bottoms out at average total cost, this is our economic profit. So anything sold in here will net the company a profit. So if we look at this curve, which represents the release of the Nintendo Switch, you can see the old demand curve here, represented by the dotted line, and the new demand curve here. So the change in this graph from this one is that the demand curve has now gone up. So since the demand curve has gone up and everything else is the same, we now have a much larger area for economic profit. So now, since the demand's higher, anything sold in this larger area will now net an economic profit. So since there is an economic profit, and the demands have increased, Nintendo's profit will as well. So, as I said, since the new product is out, the demand's high for it, and Nintendo will then sell a lot of them, causing economic profits. And that's the end of my video. So who's the person talking right now? It's me. That's me on a cliff in England, and that's me at the top of Notre Dame with my family. Just took a trip to Europe, so that's where I got the pictures. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.